Welcome back to the JPT sub. Today we're going to take a look at building a Peco in-scale kit. This one is the KNR-49 10-foot wheelbase brake van, or caboose for us Americans. So these are actually pretty simple kits to build. I took a sneak peek at it here, and we're going to open it up. I'll show you guys all the parts, and then we'll talk about putting it together. Okay, here we go. Everything's out of the box now. Clear plastic box. Just kind of wish these had a hard shell plastic case to them, but they don't, so figure out how to storage them later. This is the card that comes in it. On the back side of this card is the very simple instructions for putting it together. Cheated. I'd opened this one before. I'd already painted the brake van. It came in black. I wanted it to be a more of a brownish color, so I went with a brown iron oxide. The underframe for the caboose, no wheels on it. The roof, and a nice little weight here to add some weight to it. There's also a parts bag, and in this parts bag there's 6 items. 2 wheel sets, 2 Rapido couplers, and 2 bolts that hold the frame to the body. And we'll look at putting those on later. So that's what we've got. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this weight on. So I'm going to put some glue on it, let it dry, then we'll come back and we'll put this caboose together, because watching glue dry is probably not fun for y'all. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back after gluing this weight on. We've watched some glue dry. That's always exciting. So the next part is, from our parts bag, I pulled out a Rapido coupler here. We're going to put that on this end. And then, but for the other end, because I want to be able to maybe hook this up to some other rolling stock that's not British, and most of my British rolling stock, again, not that I have a lot, but has Rapido couplers. But anything that's not British pretty much is knuckle couplers of mostly micro trains and Kato. But I also have some places I've used these shank couplers that they're now out by Fox Valley, but these things were originally made by I believe it was Precision Masters back in that late 80s under the name Unimates, and they've been around that long. They're great solid couplers. It's a great way to save a little money on unit trains, where you can just upgrade the knuckle couplers instead of get rid of the Rapidos if you want. And cars that you're not going to be switching out any. So, and Tool was also a great, they're fairly inexpensive, so it was a great way to have knuckle couplers on all my cars, especially back then, until I could get micro trains couplers put on them. So we're going to go with that on one end of this and the regular Rapido on the other end. So it's pretty much, they don't use any springs, so it's pretty much as simple as fitting them, dropping them down into the coupler pockets right here. We'll slot in the end, and the actual car body has these little nubs on it that that's actually the cap for the coupler box. And you just once you put the couplers in there, you can set the car right down on it, right on the frame. Assuming I did everything right here, it's all together now, pretty much. But that's the relatively easy part here. The next thing from our parts bag here, if I can get them out without making a mess here, is a pair of these little bitty nuts here. I guess you guys can see that on my finger, and I mean, they are little. Underneath here, there's like 2 protruding prongs that are actually going to be right under where the wheel sets are, and that's where these things go. So we're going to rather than use my big finger there, we're going to use the tweezers to set one on here. I know that's probably hard to see, especially with it being black and black, but it's right there on the top. And then, I don't know, last year, happened to be in an area where there was a Menards, and they had this little tool set on sale for, I mean, it was super cheap. It was a couple of bucks. I mean, ridiculously cheap. Couldn't pass it up. But I'm glad I bought it, because when you open it up, this one tool we're going to pull out here, this nut driver is just the right size for these nuts. I mean, how lucky can I be on that, right? But it's a very simple matter of placing it on the nut. We've got the nut on there, and you screw this thing down onto the car. Try and keep that where you guys can see it. Not really hard to do at all. We'll turn it around here and do the other end. Assuming I can see what I'm doing here, because I really need to get some good lights for these videos if I'm going to keep doing this. But so we'll screw this nut on there. And I messed up there. So what did I do with it? Fell off. Don't mind showing you guys that I messed up here, because I do. I mean, we all do. Some of us just don't like to admit it. And apparently I didn't get the other one on there either, because it fell off just then. So let's try this again. Get a little handy dandy nut driver going here. And that's one of the things, by the way, I've seen this on when I was watching a lot of YouTube videos about putting this, is that these little nuts are finicky. And if you don't get them on right, they will not stay on. That one's just being really finicky, not wanting to go on at all. So we've got that one on. Finally. We'll revisit the other one here. Try and keep this where you guys can see it. Sorry about that. And obviously I'm having a fun time with that. And I'm too far along this to start over, so we'll just keep watching me try and get this thing to work. All right. Think we got it going here this time. Feels like it anyway. Oh, so yeah, there we go. We got it. So there's our car together. Next thing I'm going to do, I guess, before I put the roof on here, is I'm going to put the wheel sets on. I measured these wheel sets out, and that's almost the last thing in the parts bag are these two wheels. They measured out at the calipers at 0.57. Microtrains use 0.537 to 0.540. Atlases are usually 0.554, so I don't have any bigger metal wheels for this. So the factory plastic wheels it is for these cars. So they supposedly just snap down into the pretty rigid frame, so there we go. Actually, wow, that went in really easy. Better than I thought. I did another one, a different version of this, not a brake van, but it was a little harder to get the wheel sets in. But there you go, they're in there. Everything looks right. Got our knuckle coupler on one end. And like I said, I don't like how these things droop without springs and stuff, but they do. Our Rapido on this end. For now, I'm going to snap fit the roof on because I think I want to put a. I think what I'm going to do is put this fellow, if he'll fit. I'm test fitting this as we go, so I think he'll fit right there. Yeah, actually he would. I think that might be a nice little touch to our brake van here. So I'll come back and glue that in place at some point, but we'll take that out. Take him out for now. And the roof just snaps in place there, so it's easy on, easy off. See when I get it lined up right. So there you have it. The build of the brake van. So I think I'm going to glue the figure in there in the end, and then I'm going to take it over to the layout, and we'll close up the video with watching a run by of the train with this brake van on the end. Okay, so we got our brake van assembled, ready to go. Now we're over here on the layout. We've got our Black 5 pulling a very nice rake of wagons, and being proudly brought up at the end with the new brake van we just built. Next thing it could use is some lettering. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.